So now that we have Atom installed, the cool thing about Atom is that it's made with CSS and JavaScript and HTML. So that opens a lot of possibilities inside of our own editor, right? So if you think about it, you could use those technologies to change your editor. So that's pretty crazy. So first, let's open some folder. Doesn't matter what folder. So just open some folder in your computer. I'm gonna open this project right here. I don't really care about it. I just open it. If you can if you can open a Git project, if you have some project that is using Git, just open this folder. Cool. With this folder installed, like we can like explore the options here, but again, you can expect everything that a text editor has, like syntax highlighting. You can change the language definition over here. You can, like, it has support for lots of languages. So you can expect everything that you could expect from any text editor. So what we're gonna do is, let's go to packages, and here you're gonna see all the installed packages, and let's find the style guide option on packages, and just click on show. Exactly. Yeah, and then you could, yeah, they put some packages together and put it on the editor up front. So we're gonna open this style guide, and what you see on this page is actually all the definitions, all the UI components that Atom uses, and all the variables. So this is like last variables. You know the CSS precompiler last? So this is the variables that they use. So you can like see everything. You can see the text classes, you can see layout classes, Git related classes, what else? Badges, headings, buttons, icon buttons, panels. You see all of that. And since you open a project, you open a file, a folder, you can see this list tree on the left side, right? And there's actually a class, a CSS class that we can edit. And you know, I don't like this sidebar. I'm not a big fan of this sidebar, so I just want to change it. Here's the HTML of this sidebar. It shows how everything is structured. Well, that's crazy, right? You can see the source code of your text editor inside of your text editor. That's pretty crazy. And we can also change things from that. So if you go to Atom and click on Open Your Style Sheet, go to this option over there. I guess on Linux, it's going to be preferences or something like that. Or Windows, probably be a different one. Could you find those options on Windows too? You found it? File, right? Yeah, so go to File, open your style sheet. And now we have this empty file, styles.less. And on the style guide, we saw that, okay, this is a list tree. So we can just copy this selector, go here to the styles, and change the background to blue. I prefer blue. So that's crazy, right? We are changing our, like, the editor that we are using. So this is the powerful of using a CSS and HTML and JavaScript text editor, because you can build plugins and you can just edit the way you like it. And the reason why I'm showing all that is because you're going to spend your whole day on those softwares. So you need to know what you're using. You need to know all your tools, because that's what differentiates you from other developers. You are productive with the tools you're using. Of course, you need to know the fundamentals. You need to know like what you're working with, but you need to know your tools. So just gonna leave it there. I'm not a good designer, so I guess glue was not a good option. And since this is like a code editor that is made with CSS and JavaScript, there's also the possibility to inspect every single thing of this. So if you go to Vil and then Developer, you can click on Toggle Developer Tools, and then a Developer Tools open for you inside your editor. So that's just crazy. You can inspect things from your text editor, and you can make changes like it was a normal web page. So we can do all that. It's pretty crazy. Cool. Now let's explore their plugins. So you go to Atom. In this case, I think if I just So since I was using the developer tools, it doesn't really update the definitions in the disk, but it's just a matter of going to one of these files, your init script or snippets or style sheets, and then just remove the line. Like, I don't want the list tree anymore, like we did. I don't want it red, so just delete it, save it. Cool. So since it's made by GitHub, another advantage of this text editor, it has lots of integrations with GitHub. So one of them is if you have opened a folder that contains Git, if you make any changes to any current file and you save it, you're going to see that it's going to show on your sidebar that some change, like a color differentiator to show you that something's changed. If I remove like this Bower JSON file, move to trash, not going to show anything. If I create a new file, 1, 2, 3. So it's nice to have those little integrations. Here on the bottom, it says I have one addition, so I just changed one line. So all the things that you would expect on GitHub to see all those informations, you could see it right from here because they have a lot of cool GitHub integrations. Another one that I like it a lot is that if you're working with GitHub, you'll probably be using Markdown a lot. You know what Markdown is? So yeah, so this is like a file extension that lets you like create content-oriented stuff. So instead of using HTML to write all your documentation, you just use this language. It's like a language, and I'll show you here. So let me show you on GitHub. Like, you can see I'm in this project right here, Avatar Elements. So I'm going to that project on GitHub. So on GitHub, you can see this README over here, right? It's nicely rendered, and this is HTML in the end. You know, this is an H1, the other one is H2, and all that. So this is just HTML in the end. So Markdown is a language that you could write HTML, really basic HTML, and then compile to it. You write basic HTML and then you compile. So this is an H1. This is a H1 definition. This is an H2 tag, HTML tag. This is a checklist. This is like a link. So this is a really nice language. I love Markdown. If you're working with GitHub, you gotta love it. And they have this this package called Markdown Per View. And if you toggle Markdown Per View, you can see how it's going to be rendered right in your text editor. When I started, I was like getting started with Markdown. I didn't know the syntax very well. So I would push code to GitHub and see how it was rendered, and then got back, fix that. So that doesn't make any sense. So here you can see how it actually is going to render. So that's pretty cool. So right now, let's explore some packages. Let's do the same thing we did with brackets. So let's go to Atom, Preferences, and then you have lots of options. We can ignore files, we can change the font size, we can change the font family. You can do all those changes in your preferences. And you can also download some packages. So let's see if we can find something useful. Oh, there's a really nice one here. Who's this guy? Nice. So you can download JavaScript snippets here for Atom. Also, if you like this theme, you can go and, oh, this is nice. So I want to install that theme that he's using. So you can just search for Dracula. So go to themes and search for Dracula. Did you find it? No? Yeah, go to Atom, Preferences, Themes on the left sidebar. Then you can install this Dracula theme, and yeah, just go to Files, File Preferences. I guess that's the right option. Don't see Preferences? You go to Themes, and then you can see the installed themes and also themes that you could just search and install. Dracula is one. I made it. You could also like go to packages and install any package you like. So let's explore some packages here. I don't know, install. Let's click on install. Yeah, so you could see like if you go to install, you could install this color picker one. So this is probably a really nice one. So let's install it and see how it goes. Color picker. Yeah. This is on the featured. So in this one is way better if you compare it to brackets, because it shows more information for you, like, oh, this is how you're gonna trigger this color picker. So if you open a CSS file, you could just create it like style.css, and then you could put like body color red. Yeah, so to trigger this, you just run Command Shift C, or on Windows you run, in Linux you run Control Alt C, and then you see this really nice color picker here. So again, those little things that you don't need to go to a different software. You could like, okay, let me pick some color and put it over here. You can change how it's going to be the output R RGB or hexadecimal or HSL to put whatever you want. Hit enter, and then you have the color over there. So I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes to explore a little bit more Atom, see how things are over here, try different packages. There's this really nice one that I like it. It's called Open on GitHub. Packages open on GitHub, so you can like see the issues of this project right away. So just play a little bit with that, and I'll give you like 5 minutes so we could like talk and see if there's any package that you liked, that you feel that would be more productive by using that.